நீராளும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராளும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிழில் தெக்கனவும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறையுடலும் தரிதனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயமறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே 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 வந்தே மாதரம் வந்தே மாதரம் சுஜலாம் சுபலாம் மலயஜ ஸ்ரீதலா சஸ்யശ്യാമலா மாதரம் வந்தே மாதரம் शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी कुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्
I now call upon the Student General Secretary, Mr. Atul Kumar Pandey, to give the welcome address.
Thank you, Sukit. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, Sir, Dr. Joe Thomas, Sir, Dean ACATS, Professor Pratap, Sir, our esteemed Director, Sir, Professor Kamakuti, Sir. Congratulations to all the professors and recipients of Teaching Excellence Awards and Young Faculty Recognition Awards. It's an honor for me to stand here on behalf of the student community, and I welcome you all. As we all know today, we gather to celebrate one of the most honorable professions in the world, teaching. On this Teachers' Day, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude and admiration for the incredible teachers who have shaped not just my life, but the lives of countless students with me. Teaching is a vocation that transcends the mere transfer of knowledge. It is, at its core, an act of creation. Just a sculpture chisels away at a stone to reveal the beauty within. A teacher nurtures the potential within each of us, helping us to discover our true selves. In the sense, I still remember one of my school teachers when she said, "Education is not about filling a vessel, but lighting a flame that illuminates, the path of self-discovery and personal growth." It is difficult to challenge someone to question, to doubt, and ultimately to understand. They teach us not just how to think, but how to feel, how to empathize, and how to connect with the deepest currents of human experience. The relationship between a teacher and a student is sacred. It's a bond that transcends time for the lessons imparted by teachers living on in the actions and thoughts of mind. And I am sure it is the same for everyone who is sitting and attending this event. Every word of encouragement, every piece of guidance echoes through the ears, shaping not only the individual, but also the society which we live. On this Teachers' Day, let us pause and contemplate the profound influence our teachers have had on our lives. Let us acknowledge that the true measure of a teacher's success is not found in grades, but in the lives they have touched, the mind they have opened, and the hearts they have inspired. To all teachers who have guided us on our journey of discovery and growth, we owe a debt of gratitude that words can scarcely express. Your influence is like a ripple in a pond, starting small but eventually touching every corner of existence. At the end, in closing, I would leave every one of you with a thought. The world is classroom, and every experience is a lesson. But it is the teacher who helps us make sense of it all. On this Teachers' Day, let us honor those who have given us the tools not just to succeed, but to truly understand the beauty and complexity of life. Thanks to everyone, and a happy Teachers' Day.
I now request the members of the Executive Council present here to present the fruit baskets to the dignitaries. This is Robin Rathi, the Research Affairs Secretary, to present a fruit basket as a welcome gesture to our chief guest. Director, sir. Director, sir. Mr. Atul Kumar Pandey, Student General Secretary to our Dean Academic Courses. I now request Robin Rathi, the Research Affairs Secretary, to offer the Teachers' Day felicitation.
Thank you, Suket. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Guru Brahma, the Guru is Brahma, the creator of the universe. Guru Vishnu, the Guru is Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. Guru Devo Maheshwara, the Guru is Shiva, the destroyer of ignorance and the transformer. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, the Guru is the supreme absolute, the ultimate reality. Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I bow down to such a respectful Guruji. Good afternoon, everyone. It is an immense honor to stand before you today as we gather to celebrate the remarkable occasion of Teachers' Day. The birthday of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, a renowned scholar, teacher, Indian philosopher, and the second President of India, is celebrated annually as Teachers' Day in India to honor the invaluable role of teachers in shaping the lives of students and the nation. While India celebrates Teachers' Day on September 5th, many other countries, including Australia, United Nations, South Korea, Singapore, etc., have their own version of this special day to recognize the dedication, hard work, and commitment of educators in shaping the future of the society. The Sanskrit sloka I begin with expresses the highest honor to the Guru, who is the remover of darkness and the bestower of enlightenment. In short, our educators are the architects of our life, shaping our minds and nurturing our spirits. Today, I extend my deepest gratitude to our director, sir, deans, dedicated professors, our chief guest, and fellow students whose commitment to academic excellence, along with passion for teaching, research, and entrepreneurship, inspire us all. In past, Guruji was a title bestowed upon teachers with the utmost respect, Guruji means a perfect blend of wisdom, patience, and moral integrity. Students looked upon their teacher as flawless role models, following their every word and action. The teacher student relationship was full of discipline and our unwavering trust. In today's educational landscape, the relationship between teachers and students is evolving positively, emphasizing mutual respect and open communication. Research shows that strong teacher student relationship significantly enhance academic performance, social emotional skills, and overall well being. While the shift towards addressing teachers by their first name or title, like professor, may seem casual, it fosters a more approachable dynamic, allowing students to share their thoughts and struggles openly. This transformation creates a supportive environment that reduces the behavioral issue. Ultimately, the shift towards nurturing relationship is paving the way for a more compassionate and effective learning environment. While the term Guruji may have lost some of its traditional significance, the essence of the teacher's role remains unchanged. Teachers are still the beacon of knowledge, wisdom, and moral guidance, shaping the lives of their students. The challenge lies in adapting to changing time while preserving the core values. Let us take a moment to reflect on invaluable lessons we have learned from our teachers and pledge to uphold the ideals of respect, gratitude, and dedication that they exemplify. As we celebrate this special day, let us remember that impact of a great teachers lasts a lifetime, shaping not our career but our character too. In closing, I would like to express my heartfelt wishes to all the teachers present here. Happy Teachers' Day. Thank you all.
Thank you, Robin. I now request Lakshya Singh, the Secretary of Academic Affairs, to deliver the Teachers' Day felicitation.
Good afternoon to all present here. We have gathered on the occasion of Teachers' Day to commemorate the vital role a teacher plays in the development of a student. Words aren't enough to capture the value teachers add to one's life. The relationship between a teacher and a student is like that between a potter and a clay. Teachers mold and shape us by inculcating in us knowledge, values, and determinism. Right from alphabets and good mannerisms to the beauty of high school mathematics, science, and language, teachers are the source of light behind everything that a child learns. They are like our second parents, guiding us through the hardship of life. There are two reasons a person feels a desire to teach: to either pass on to his successes or to pass on his failures. A knowledge transfer of this kind creates a divine student teacher relationship, of which there are two aspects I like to talk about today. Firstly, the difference between the novice and the master is that the master has failed more than the novice has actually tried. And for the second aspect, I would like to bring up the following quote by none other than Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. True teachers are those who help us think for ourselves. This important role that teachers plays in a student life comes with a lot of responsibility. For each minute of impact on the student, for every lecture hour of information imparted to students in classes, instructor put hours and hours of their undervalued time and effort. The vast knowledge absorbed over years of experience being compressed into short 50-minute lecture hours is a truly difficult task. But what is even more important to value is that teachers themselves are learning to adapt to ever-changing student interest, requirements, attention spans, and various modes of teaching. While we can never fully understand and appreciate this unseen effort, it is great to see initiatives being taken for the same. The Teaching Excellence Award and the Young Research Faculty Award are important steps in this direction. I congratulate all of the awardees for the same. I'd also like to finally thank the Institute for giving me this opportunity to address the audience on such a day as this is. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all teachers for making me what I am today. Again, happy Teachers' Day to all of you.
Thank you, Lakshya. I now request our Director, Professor V. Kamakoti, to deliver the presidential address.
Friends, a very good evening. In the Upanishad, it says, Matra Devo Bhava, Pitra Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. So, how do we characterize a teacher? And I was looking for a very concise thing which I can finish off in 5 minutes today. And then came WhatsApp University. I did get a very interesting post this morning, which actually summarizes what a perfect teacher is. I thought I can share as a thought today with all of us. So, being a teacher is not so easy. It says we need to have a galaxy of bright ideas. We should have a memory of an elephant, logic of a computer, ultra-sensitive sonar ears with noise filter, crystal clear communication system, effective with children, parents, and colleagues alike. We should have a 360-degree eyesight that can see positives before negatives, healthy, wholesome sense of humor with no trace of sarcasm, racism, or ridicule. We need to have an administrative arm, a firm grip, a signwriter's script, a musician's finger, leadership roles, heart of gold, helping hand, an encouraging hand, a guiding hand, and a holding hand, and flexibility across cultural curriculum and school activities, strong, upright moral values, and to finally sum up, a solid foundation of knowledge firmly rooted in a culture of learning. I think this all makes us a perfect teacher, and all of us are aspiring to become one. So, friends who aspire to become a teacher, these are all some things that you need to learn, and we have been learning. So, friends, this is a very important assignment that has been given to us, especially when we are moving towards our 100th year of independence. This is a real time where we have the most youthful population in the country. Across the globe, we have the largest population in the 15 to 35 age group. And this is the point where the teachers have to get together in an act where we build students not just who are very good in their field of specialization, but carry a lot of moral, ethical, and also patriotic feelings. I think that is the most important character building exercise that we must all dwell in. So we need to bring that diversity. So IIT Madras, we have brought in the sports excellence admission last year. This year we will work to bring the cultural quota. We want to bring the cultural quota so that we see a diversity in our campus. We would also like to see that more amount of innovation and entrepreneurship goes. So we have started the Startup 100 program. We have crossed 365 patents last year, 366 patents to be precise. We would like to double it. At the same time, we would also like to see that many of these ideas become transformational so that as an institute, we become relevant to the society. We must solve a lot of national problems through our own innovation and see how we improve the quality of life first in our nation, and then let us take it to the globe. I think these are very important targets in front of us, and let us all work together. I take this opportunity again to tell you that we should work together and see how we can bring a vibrant ecosystem within the campus. Friends, we are also quite committed to see that we have over a period of time, we have certainly developed a lot of understanding about outreach. I strongly suggest that we must go to the rural areas, look at what is happening there, try to get very important issues that one can address either through technology or some innovation. Let us go and see how we can become more and more relevant to rural India, because that is 75% of our landscape. I think these are very important targets, and we must work towards these type of very important activities. We are striving very hard, and on almost a continuous manner, continuous 24/7, we are working towards having a very happy campus. There are many facilities that are enabled today, wherein using that we can quickly engage ourselves to have a very joyful environment here, both for the students and the faculty. We have enabled a lot of wellness initiatives. I hope the students will use these initiatives and see that we have a very enjoyable and pleasant stay in the campus. Last but not the least, we must also do an outreach of our research activities. We have recently announced this RPN, which is called the Research Propagation Network, wherein every student and faculty can load up to at least 50 of their peers who are working in this area across the globe, so that when a publication comes up, you just have to enter your digital object identifier, the DOI number. Everything else automatically gets populated there. And this can, along with your Scopus ID, etc. It's a very simple thing. And your research idea or whatever you have published will reach to all the peers through an email. So we have created such a system here. And we have announced and we have sent to all faculty. We have also mentioned this in the HOD's meeting. We also sent to all students. Right? I request all the research scholars, where's the Research Affairs Secretary? Are you here? Yeah. Please request I hardly see 15 people have logged into this. So, and equal number in the faculty side also. So kindly use these facilities. Unless your research is known outside, nobody is going to bother about this. So we give an opportunity. They say we have LinkedIn and other things. Nobody they don't care to look at LinkedIn. It must go as an email. At least they will have an opportunity to look at what you are all doing. So I think we should start using these facilities. So it's to become successful. A lot of people were asking about employment. Any student who has got above 8 CGPA has got a job. So you have to work hard to get a job. Right? So this hard work and using these facilities that institute is offering, that must be, taken very seriously. I hope we'll use those things and we'll grow a better institute. We must grow in terms of our outreach. We must grow in terms of our relevance. We must go in terms of telling the world what we are doing. And all these things are quite important for us to stay relevant to the society and relevant to the academic community. I think these are all very important thoughts. I thought I should share on this very auspicious Teachers' Day. Let's all work together. And we have been in the top and hopefully will continue to be in the top. And for that, this cohesive work is always necessary. I hope we will do that and take our institute to better heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the inspiring talk, sir. I now request Professor Pratap Haridas, the Dean Academic Courses, to introduce the chief guest to our audience.
Vanakkam and good evening. Dr. Joe Thomas Karakyat is an associate professor at the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences at IIT Madras. He joined the institute in 2013. Joe pursued BA Honours in Economics from St. Stephen's College, New Delhi, followed by Advanced Studies in International Relations, MA, MPhil and PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. He was awarded the prestigious Fox Fellowship 2008-2009 at Yale University. His core areas of teaching and research are in international relations and area studies, where he focuses on China studies. In recent years, he has focused on the diplomatic history of India-China relations. Besides publishing research, he also makes non-fiction films in order to make research findings accessible to wider audiences through visual medium. His non-fiction films have been screened at invitational events in the United States, Singapore, Denmark, France, and across India and China. Besides teaching and research commitments, Joe also serves as network editor for H Asia and has also served as an article editor and reviewer for several Scopus Index journals. In 2013, Dr. Karaket was honored with the inaugural Centenary Visiting Fellowship nominated award at the School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London. More recently, he was chosen as the CISLI Fellow 2017 to 19 by the India-China Institute, New York, one of 8 scholars chosen globally. In 2020, he received the Young Faculty Recognition Award from IIT Madras in recognition of his academic achievements. This year, in 2024, he was awarded the Srimati Marti Annapurna Gurunath Award for Excellence in Teaching by IIT Madras. I now invite Dr. Joe Thomas Karaket to deliver his address.
Professor Kamakoti, my colleagues from different departments, and my dear students who bestow on us the appreciation and regard that makes the joy of teaching so much more gratifying every single day. Let me begin by first congratulating the recipients of this year's Teaching Excellence Awards and the Young Faculty Recognition Award. I also especially thank the Institute for giving me the privilege of addressing all of you on this very special day when we remember Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, who was, as described shortly earlier, a great educator and a leader of our country. In fact, Dr. Radhakrishnan was associated with several iconic institutions such as the University of Chicago, Oxford University, Banaras Hindu University, and many other universities. So I thank the Institute for the privilege of addressing you all on this very special day. I collated my thoughts on what would be the best topic suited to such a day, and I felt that I should try and answer the question of what makes a good teacher. And I must confess that I was not able to fully answer that question. The reason being that if we had some schema or some formula of what it takes to be a good teacher, then we would not be left with that lingering appreciation of that one teacher from school or that one professor from college who made a big difference in our lives. So what I tried to do is basically collate my own impressions based on my life as a student. I was born and brought up in New Delhi, so I went to school, college, and university there. And I had the good fortune of having studied with some very good teachers. And I thought that I would just collate my impressions of what it takes to be a good teacher, and also based on the experience I've gathered teaching over the years. So one paramount quality I found in most good teachers was that they were extremely competent people. Good teachers are on top of their subject. Good teachers stay updated with what's happening in their field. In an institutional setup like the IITs, good teachers pursue a very active research agenda that also inspires other researchers. And basically, good teachers, by being extremely competent as far as the core knowledge of their domain is concerned, they are able to make what are ostensibly considered as dry subjects, or subjects that have a lot of dense material. They are able to make that more interesting to learners. So I think competence is the number one quality in any good teacher. But competence by itself would not be sufficient, because then you could have any good course instructor compiling notes or compiling slides and distributing it as handouts over Moodle or over email. But that wouldn't make for a good learning experience. And I think The other important facet of a good teacher is the ability to communicate. I think a good teacher has to be an excellent communicator, right? Imagine a situation, you have someone standing before you, shaking or their voice shivering, and basically passing on their anxiety to the learner. That doesn't make for a very enjoyable learning experience. In fact, most people suffer from anxiety, and anxiety is not something that one can simply do away with or wish away, right? If you look at most surveys on people who have been invited to an unplanned lecture or people who have been invited to even a planned lecture, 85% of them said that they were really anxious when they were facing an audience, right? And I suspect that the other 15% are just lying. Everybody faces anxiety while facing an audience. So one of the ways of dealing with this is trying to manage your anxiety. Some people try and manage anxiety by seeking solace in the Almighty. Others try breathing, others use music. There would be different ways, but teachers make a very conscious effort to come across as excellent communicators, because that is what is paramount for improving the learning experience of the student. In terms of my other experience as a student, I felt that some of my best teachers were people who helped me grow both as a student and as an individual, right? I think that personal element is extremely important. Any good teacher should reward effort besides outcome. The outcome can vary student to student. For some, the outcome might be an S grade. For others, it might be an A, B, C, D, whatever might be the grade. But I think a good teacher would always reward the effort and make sure that the relational performance of students does not in any way become an impediment to their learning experience in the classroom. I think that is where qualities of compassion, that is where qualities of impartiality also come into play. I must confess that in terms of my teaching philosophy, I adhere to the old school teaching philosophy of using firmness. So whether it relates to discipline in class, whether it relates to timely submission of assignments, whether it relates to punctuality, I feel firmness teaches students a sense of responsibility, right? I think a good teacher also inculcates a sense of belonging in students to the class. I mean, here we are looking at our young friends away from their families, away from their homes, parents. And I think a good teacher would make sure to act as a Y media for the student to integrate themselves well into a completely new kind of ecosystem that they find themselves in. My mind goes to the works of Khalil Gibran, the Lebanese American writer, and he describes beautifully a wise teacher as being, and I stand corrected if I don't get the exact quote, he says a wise teacher is someone who does not invite the student to the house of his wisdom. Instead, he would motivate the student and he would push the student to reach the threshold of his own mind so that then he could take wings and fly. I think there the elements of motivation, inspiration, all of those qualities become evident. I also find another of his works quite interesting when he discusses fear, right? So you can imagine students coming into IIT, traversing year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, for more advanced research degrees, maybe more. And by the time they are through with the institution, they face the challenge of taking on professional responsibilities, personal responsibilities, all of that confronts them. And Khalil Gibran gives this beautiful analogy of comparing fear with a river. He says that a river traverses mountains, a river flows over hills, it flows through valleys, it flows over boulders, and finally it reaches a stage where it is staring at the whole wide ocean before it. And the river is very afraid because it knows that very soon it would disappear into the ocean. And Gibran makes it so fascinating that the river knows that from here, there is no question of going backwards. It has to flow forward. And he says that exactly at the point where the river meets the ocean, the river realizes that it is no longer about disappearing into the ocean, but it is about becoming the ocean. And that transition that students make in IIT when they step forward and take on personal responsibilities, professional responsibilities, I think a good teacher has an important role to play in facilitating that sort of transition. If I were to sum up all these qualities of a good teacher and then try and answer the question that I posed to you at the beginning, do I have the answer to what are the qualities of a good teacher? If we do a sigma of A, B, C, D, do we have the answer to that? I would still say that it's not a definite answer. A good teacher is always a work in progress. A good teacher cannot be a stereotype. Your good teacher might be someone who talks very loudly in class. Your good teacher could also be someone who talks very softly in class while lecturing. Your good teacher could be someone who paces up and down in the classroom while delivering a lecture. And yet your good teacher could be someone who stands at one corner and delivers the lecture. So there is no one stereotype. And certainly a good teacher is always a work in progress. And this brings me to the last and very crucial facet of what makes a good teacher, which I haven't shared as yet, and neither do I intend to, because I have to compete with many of these people here for many more awards. So I'll bring my remarks to a close. I thank the Institute once again for the privilege of giving me this opportunity of addressing all of you. Once again, congratulations to all the recipients of the Academic Excellence Awards, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the profound speech. I now request Professor Pratap Haridas, the Dean Academic Research in charge, to read out the names of the Young Faculty Recognition Award winners. I request the chief guest to present these awards to the recipients. I also request our director to join him in this presentation.
The Young Faculty Recognition Award aims to encourage excellence in teaching and research at the Institute. It has been instituted by Dr. Balasubramanian. Dr. Balasubramanian is the Chief Executive Officer of Teamwork Analytics, a large company in the information technology sector, and a founding member on the governing board of AquaMap Center for Water Management and Policy, IIT Madras. He graduated from IIT Madras with degrees in engineering and management, and in 1977, he earned a doctorate in industrial engineering with a focus on operations research. Today, we have the pleasure of having Dr. Balasubramanian join us in person for this award ceremony. I invite him onto the stage to share his thoughts on the occasion.
Good afternoon, Director Kamakodi, respected teachers, and my dear fellow students. It's a great honor and privilege for me to be here on this momentous occasion. It is a solemn occasion for me. I would like to, and I try my best to be here every year on Teachers' Day. That's my pilgrimage. I come here to pay my respect to professors who taught me from about 58 years ago. I'm 75 now. I may be the oldest student here. I continue to be a student. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Institute for accepting to honor you on behalf of me and all the students and other alumni. And as we instituted this Young Faculty Recognition Award, and I believe over the last 18 years, more than 50 of you have been recognized and your accomplishments have been awarded. And I would like to congratulate this year's winner, Professor Chaitanya Sharma, as well as previous year winners. And I'm sure if the track record means anything of your previous predecessors who won this award, you are bound to go far. Best wishes for the same. Many of you, the students here, the professor, the director, every one of you taught about the attributes of a good teacher, attributes of a student, the relationship between the teacher and the student, etc. I would like to summarize all of that in terms of my experience. I have been taught physics, chemistry, mathematics, history, economics, psychology, engineering, management, operations research, all of that by you. But I have also been taught by you to learn and learn continuously. So that is one of the gifts that I have received from this institute and from all my teachers, that I will be a student forever. I will learn and continue to learn. And that is a great gift, and I cherish it and I carry it with me all the time. The second gift that you have given to me is by your example. You have exemplified practicing what you preach. What do you preach? You teach. And what do you teach? You research, you find out new things, you innovate, and what you learn in the process, you turn it around and teach. So the teaching is really here, you're sharing what you have learned. So it is learning and teaching, or you can call it learning and sharing. This is an attribute that you have taught to me so that I could make it, I could internalize it and think of sharing, whether it is my time or talent or treasure, whatever it is. As much as you accumulate, you share. So the concept of learning and sharing is something that I stretch across whatever resources are one is endowed with. So once again, thank you for it. And beyond all that, one of the students here said that you are there lighting a lamp. Yes. What lamp have you lit in me? I take umbrage with Vallalar, who said, Arut Perunjodi Taniperum Karunai. So the lamp that you have lit in me is nothing but leading me to infinite compassion. That sums up what one has to learn in life. And I have learned it from everyone here. Thank you.
I request the director to honor Dr. Balasubramanian with a Angavastra.
He is the first recipient of the award.
The Young Faculty Recognition Award for the year 2024 goes to Dr. Chaitanya Sharma Yamijala from the Department of Chemistry. I invite Dr. Chaitanya to share his acceptance speech.
Namaskaram, everyone. I'm deeply humbled and honored to receive this recognition. First and foremost, I would like to thank Director Kamakoti and the Dean AR Professor Shanti Pawan and all the committee members and everyone who is involved in this award. Thank you very much. This recognition is both an honor and also a great source of motivation for me for my future research as well as the teaching. I firmly believe that this award is not just a recognition for my efforts, rather it's a recognition for the collective support that I have been receiving from my colleagues, my mentors, students, and my family members. For example, before I joined the IIT Madras, Professor Mangal Sundar, the head of department at that time, made sure that there is an office space get readied for me when I joined. Professor Rajkumar and Dr. Hemchandra helped me while I was setting up the lab. And many of my colleagues like Professor Pradeep, Professor Ranga Rao, Professor Archita, Professor Shekhar, Prasad, and many others within the department and various other members like Professor Ranjit Nanda from Physics Department, Professor Anil Prabhakar from Electrical Engineering, Professor Prabha, and various others have actually guided me, mentored me in various other aspects, including quantum computing and how to perform the research in good science, etc. My PhD and postdoc advisors, Professor Sopanpati and Professor Balasubramanian and others have been mentoring me still in various aspects. My friend, Dr. Sandeep from IIT Kharagpur has actually shared a lot of computational resources, which helped me to actually establish my lab in a proper way, as well as enabled me to do large set of calculations. I'm fortunate to have friends like Dr. Hemchandra, Suraj, Palani, Soman, and others who are there with me in various instances. My students have been pushing their boundaries to perform good science, and my family members are here. So they have been taking care of my family duties so that I can focus more on my work. I would like to thank all of you, all of them, and I would like to humbly share this recognition with all of you. Thank you all. Happy Teachers' Day. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to announce the names of the faculty selected for the Teaching Excellence Award for 2024. In addition to the award and citation from the institute, they will also receive a note of appreciation directly from the student representatives of the respective departments. As we call upon the faculty awardees to come to the dais, we will also read out a short personal or professional note from them, which they were kind enough to share with all of us. I will now read out the names of the awardees as well as the name of the student representative. I request them to come to the dais. Department of Aerospace Engineering, Dr. Amit Kumar. Dr. Amit is inspired by excellent teachers in his life, and it is with their blessings that he is doing his duty. I also invite Sandeep to the stage. Department of Applied Mechanics and Biomedical Engineering, Dr. Vagesh D. Narasimhamurthy. Dr. Vagesh dedicates this award to all his students and teachers and to Lord Krishna, the Guru of this universe. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. His teaching philosophy is hands-on teaching. It gives opportunity for individual attention. I also invite Al-Safak to the stage. Department of Biotechnology, Dr. Srinivas Chakravarti. Dr. Srinivas Chakravarti is a professor with joint appointments in Department of Biotechnology and the Department of Medical Sciences and Technology. He heads the computational neuroscience lab that aims to build a model of the whole brain known as the meso brain. He has authored 2 textbooks on neuroscience. I also invite Atman Vashi to the stage. ಇದು photo. Department of Chemical Engineering, for the Professor YBG Verma Award, Dr. Jitin John Varghese. Dr. Jitin dedicates this to his parents, Dr. Varghese John and Dr. Jyoti Mariam John, who were passionate teachers who instilled in him a desire to be a teacher, and to his PhD and postdoc advisor, Dr. Samir H. Mushrif, a multi-award-winning teacher himself, who shaped his early teaching philosophy and approach through his class and feedback. Dr. Jitin thanks his students who gave him constructive feedback in the first month of courses that enables him to adjust the course and to tailor it to their needs and styles. I also invite Vaishnavi to the stage. Point. Department of Chemistry, Dr. Mohammed Mahiuddin Baidia. Dr. Baidia believes teaching is a continuous enterprise that should be embraced holistically, as it is the beacon that illuminates the path of the young mind. He cherishes moments with his family and immerses himself in the study of religious history and delves into the fascinating origins of scientific discoveries. I also invite Sohini Chakrabarti to the stage. Department of Civil Engineering, Dr. Fanishri Pradeep Pratapa. Dr. Fanishri describes himself as a big picture guy who likes to get a holistic view of things that he's involved in. He's trying to figure out how best to teach when many students are smart but unmotivated learners. In other words, to make the movie that you do not want to watch as interesting as possible. I also invite Bhargava to the stage. Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. Nishad Bharat Kothari. Dr. Nishad thanks his parents, Usha and Bharat, for imparting a good value system and for giving him infinite freedom to pursue his passions. He thanks members of his immediate family, his brother Ninad, sister-in-law Arushi, and his partner Karina for their constant cheering and unwavering support. He is immensely grateful to the late Robin Thomas, Georgia Tech, and his PhD advisors Joseph Cherian and USR Murthy, both at the University of Waterloo, for illustrating by example that one can indeed strive to be both a good researcher as well as educator, and to Joseph for encouraging him to complete 2 teaching certifications during his PhD offered by the Center for Teaching Excellence at the University of Waterloo. I also invite Kartika P to the stage. Kartikeya P, sorry, to the stage, please. Department of Electrical Engineering, Dr. Janaki Raman V. Dr. Janaki Raman believes that the role of a faculty is multifold, where multitasking is not a choice. Multitasking is not about doing many things at the same time. It's about planning to do one thing at a time and yet finish many of them in a day. Janaki Raman wishes to thank his mother, Mrs. Jayalakshmi Veeraraghavan, for being a role model in this aspect. Janaki Raman's teaching philosophy is teach anyone who is interested and make seat irrelevant. Janaki Raman would like to thank his father-in-law, Professor Vishwanathan, for serving as a role model for demonstrating that with passion, no amount of teaching can be a burden. I also invite Srija Kumar to the stage. Department of Engineering Design, Dr. Srikantan Sridharan. Dr. Srikantan considers teaching as an unparalleled opportunity to relearn concepts and ideas in multiple ways and share them among diverse minds with evolving and insightful approaches each time. He has a keen interest in studying and practicing Western and Indian classical music and in understanding the harmonious relationship of music and mathematics. I also invite Hemant Rajans to the stage. Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dr. Aisha Vishwamohan. Dr. Aisha is inspired by great thinkers, writers, and artists down the ages. Apart from reading and writing, she has a passion for traveling and interior designing. As a teenager, she has performed in a number of amateur theatrical productions. Despite dabbling in an array of activities, she realized at a very early age that teaching would be her vocation. Her teaching philosophy is simple. Students learn best when a classroom is interactive, engaging, and participatory. Consequently, large classes are enjoyable because they provide opportunities for generation of plenty of ideas. She considers herself fortunate that she is in a line of work which is incredibly stimulating, and thanks the IITM administration, colleagues, and students for helping her with her life's trajectory. I also invite Yashwant Devarakonda to the stage. Department of Management Studies, Dr. Varisha Rahman. In a world driven by technology and reels, Dr. Varisha stands apart with her love for books, family, and all things hard copy. She does not even have a WhatsApp account. She is always happier at home with a bowl of hot dal and chawal. Her greatest strength is her persistence. Not giving up is something she excels at. She feels that her ability to relate and empathize with people makes her relatable in the classroom. I also invite Sonati Harika to the stage. Okay, go ahead. Department of Mathematics, Dr. Shivakumar KC. Dr. Shivakumar's teaching philosophy is that absolutely no notes should be taken to the classroom. He enjoys large classes because he likes to challenge to keep a majority of them attentive. His favorite pastime is watching Hollywood movies. I also invite Pavan Kumar Raikwade to the stage. Department of Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Satyan Subbiah. Dr. Satyan finds that the greatest joy and challenge in teaching is to imagine that he doesn't know the topic and tries to frame his teaching from this point of view. His favorite quote is, "If you can't explain something simply, you haven't understood it well enough." I also invite Raghavendra Naidu to the stage. Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Dr. Hari Kumar KC. Dr. Hari Kumar feels inspired when a student tells years later how your teaching helped him in his career. His teaching philosophy is that knowledge is one thing that grows as you give. I also invite Gopalan S to the stage. Department of Ocean Engineering, Dr. Nalayarasu. Dr. Nalayarasu teaches fundamentals by comparing practical physical phenomena with mathematics wherever possible. I also invite Harshit Mundra to the stage. Department of Physics, Dr. Ashwin Joy. Dr. Ashwin is inspired by Professor V. Balakrishnan. His greatest pastime is reading, and he believes that you will never guess that he also plays football. I also invite Satish Kumar and Suvam Tripathi to the stage. My hearty congratulations to all the awardees and my thanks to the student representatives. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request our director to present a memento to our chief guest. I now request Dr. Arshinder Kaur, President of the Faculty Association, to deliver the vote of thanks.
गुरु गोबिंद दोऊ खड़े काके लागू पाऊं बलिहारी गुरु अपने गोविंद देव बताए. This is very well said by Saint Kabir. So it shows that, for ages, the Guru is supreme. A very good evening to all of you. So on behalf of Faculty Association, we wish all the teachers a very happy Teachers' Day. So this is our vote of thanks in our Teachers' Day celebration, where I sincerely thank our director, Professor Kamakoti, for delivering the inspiring presidential address, as well as updating on all the initiatives which are taken up in IIT Madras. So on behalf of Faculty Association, we thank director for delivering this speech and, for taking this initiative of Best Teacher Award here and inspiring all the teachers here. I thank Chief Guest, Professor Joy Thomas, for gracing this occasion as Chief Guest. I thank our Dean Academic Courses, Professor Pratap Haridos, for announcing the list of YFRA awardees. And special thanks to him for arranging this Teachers' Day celebration in such a grand manner. I'm thankful to the staff members for contributing in their celebration. I thank all students, representatives, faculty members, students, and many more which are on the stage, behind the stage. Thank you everyone, for making this celebration a grand celebration. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you very much.
Please rise for the national anthem.
मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
I request you all to now join us for a high tea right outside the auditorium.